Welcome back to another North Carolina Tar Heels football recruiting podcast here on TarHeelIllustrated.com. And if you're watching us on our fast-growing YouTube channel, that is called Tar Heel Illustrated. I'm THI publisher Andrew Jones, and joining me is our director of football recruiting, Miss Deana King. Deana, more big news for Mack Brown and the program on the recruiting trail. But very quickly before we dive into that, just want to remind everybody, I took over this site August 1st, 2014. The price then was $8.33 a month for a premium subscription, and it's still $8.33 a month. Everything is skyrocketing in price, but we haven't, and you would know about Grigsby, and you know about lots of other stuff coming up here pretty soon for North Carolina football. If you were a premium member of our site, you were on the boards and you saw the stuff that Deana was publishing over there. And also David Sisk about Carolina basketball and plenty of other things, not to mention respectful dialogue among our thousands of premium subscribers. So just $8.33, guys. Come on over. You can be an insider too. Deana, Robert Grigsby, 3-star offensive tackle, class of 2023. He's from North Cobb High School in Kennesaw, Georgia. He has announced he will play for Mack Brown, Jack Bicknell, and the Tar Heels. So your thoughts on Robert Grigsby?
He's a really solid pickup. He visited back in March, and, that's kind of the transition between the coaching change between Coach Searles leaving to go to Georgia and Carolina hiring Coach Bicknell. So he got to kind of get to know him a little bit more, and then taking his official visit this past weekend with a lot of other North Carolina targets. He got to basically be one-on-one, and he really likes everything. Checked all the boxes that he's looking for. One thing I like about Robert is he's versatile. He can play guard or tackle. And in talking to Coach Bicknell, he likes linemen that can play multiple positions on the offensive line. So Georgia guy, anytime you can get, that's in the blueprint. Anytime you can get a kid out of Georgia, you're getting a good quality player.
Well, rivals list him as an offensive tackle, but Carolina, as you just alluded to, they recruit him as a guard and tackle. So he'll show up, they'll work him out, and he'll end up wherever he ends up. 6'5", by the way, 295 pounds. He is the number 92 overall prospect in the loaded state of Georgia. Also, I thought was interesting, one of the schools he visited was Vanderbilt here over the last month. And we are really finding a consistent theme here. I know most everyone says academics, but they say it, right? I think that's something that Carolina's really pushing hard, the 40-year decision. And we were talking with Mack Brown last week over at the Keenan Football Center, and he said, look, you need to create your own NIL. Your NIL, once you leave school, the amount of money you can make when you leave school in your own NIL as a professional away from the sport that you're playing in college, that's what's going to set you up for life. And a guy like Robert Grigsby, who looks seriously at a school like Vanderbilt, obviously academics was one of the things that that sold him on North Carolina.
Yeah, as we mentioned before, North Carolina is very good at helping their Tar Heels. I mean, a lot of former players working in the UNC football offices or in period at North Carolina. Even some that didn't play under Mack, just Tar Heels. I mean, we've seen former players from Coach Fedora on the staff at UNC. So they're always, it's the family, and the North Carolina family will help their fellow Tar Heels. And so Grigsby, he took official visits at Vanderbilt, and this kind of come down between a state UNC battle, because he went on official visit to NC State as well. So, that's that would get the fan base a little happy, winning a recruitment against their rivals in Raleigh. So
Some of
it's
the other schools that offer as well, by the way, Mississippi State, Utah, Ole Miss as well on that list. Louisville, another school that pursued Grigsby. When you look at a guy like him, as big as he is, the guard tackle thing, we're going to see more of that. You talked about the cross training a few minutes ago. They want athletes and they want kids that can play multiple positions. And coaches will tell you, offensive coaches, offensive line coaches will tell you they always want to be able to go 8 deep. But, getting to 8 deep is a lot more difficult than a lot of fans understand, because there's such a progression chart for offensive linemen getting to the point where they're ready to actually get on the field and be able to handle all the different things they deal with these days with how complex defenses are. So if you can get to 8 by having one guy back up in 2 spots, like William Barnes is doing now, he's playing guard and tackle, that gives you more depth. Even though you don't have more people there, you actually get more depth. I think that's what's intriguing about Grigsby. And I think in the Carolina fans are going to say, well, he's just a 3-star. Oh, he went to places like Vandy and whatnot. You got to understand the growth potential in his game, and the fact that there is a range that Carolina can use him, either guard or tackle, means they're not just going to get in tackle and hoping someone works out at tackle. And if it doesn't, that's it. Here's a guy's getting an opportunity in 2 different spots. I think it makes him more valuable to recruiters. And we've seen this staff go a little bit in that direction, especially when it comes to offensive linemen.
This staff does not look at stars, period.
No.
They do their own evaluation. They got Darryl Moody, who has been in the NFL, forever, and he's on staff, and he's is probably one of the best ones in the game. And when they present these presentations, when the kids come on official visits, and talking, last year with Zach Rice, seeing the presentation that Coach Moody put him in the NFL as an offensive lineman. So North Carolina, they have a good package, between the academics and athletics, and a great atmosphere, a college town. It's a lot that these kids they like, mixed in, with academics, athletics, social life, and everything. And the 4-year, 40-year decision thing is very huge with a lot of these kids, because they know the NFL. I mean, I've talked to several NFL players. The NFL kind of stands for not for long. So you got to be prepared for life after the NFL if you do, or if you're fortunate to get there.
More commitments are coming. North Carolina's going to be racking up the numbers on that class of 2023 commitment chart here in a very short period of time. Robert Grigsby, a 3-star offensive tackle from North Cobb High School in Kennesaw, Georgia, outside of Atlanta. He is the latest member of the 2023 class to commit to Mack Brown and the Tar Heels. Hey, remember, it's just $833 a month, guys. It's always been that. We don't have any plans right now of changing the price, so just $833. You can be a Tar Heel insider as well. You can be like Deana. You can just follow everything she puts on there because she's an insider. David Sisk is an insider, so you get all their goodies for just $833 a month. It's a drop in the bucket these days. She's Deana. I'm AJ. Thanks for stopping by.